Every morning presents us with a choice. It's a chance to wake up with purpose, to claim the day as our own. But there's a question we must answer before we step out of bed, before we begin the endless march of responsibilities and expectations. How do we ensure that our minds are ready for the challenges ahead? How do we sharpen our focus, elevate our thoughts, and make every decision count? Look back to one of history's most powerful minds, a man who faced battles on the field and struggles within himself every day, Marcus Aurelius. Known as the philosopher king, he did not just rule an empire. He ruled his own thoughts, shaping his life with deliberate clarity. But Marcus didn't leave behind a simple guide for a clearer mind. He left behind a practice, a discipline, a mindset that can transform your mornings, and by extension, your life. But this isn't about the past. It's not just about ancient scrolls or dusty wisdom. It's about you. It's about your life, your clarity, and your path to greatness. Because what Marcus knew, what he practiced every morning, holds the key to how you can face this world with strength, no matter how chaotic or uncertain it may seem. So ask yourself, what if you could wake up with clarity, free from the noise of the world? What if you could seize every moment, every opportunity with unwavering focus? Marcus showed us the way, and today we're going to show you how to unlock that power, starting right now. Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, was not just a conqueror of nations. His true victory lay in his ability to conquer the one thing that often stands in the way of our own success, his mind. Every single day, Marcus faced an overwhelming tide of challenges, battles, political turmoil, personal loss. Yet none of these were his greatest challenge. It wasn't the enemies at his gates or the rebellion in his empire. The most formidable force he faced was within. How do we, like Marcus, stay clear-minded in a world that constantly tests us? How do we keep our focus when everything around us feels like it's spinning out of control? The answer lies in a philosophy that has stood the test of time: Stoicism. At its core, Stoicism teaches us one powerful truth. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. Marcus understood that life is filled with unpredictability, that chaos is inevitable, but it is how we choose to respond to the chaos that defines us. He often wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." For Marcus, this wasn't just a belief, it was a way of life. He recognized that the mind is a battlefield, and without discipline, without control, it becomes the very thing that defeats us. Think for a moment about the times you've let external events control your state of mind. Perhaps it was a stressful deadline, a difficult conversation, or a sudden challenge that threw off your focus. It's easy to get swept away by the waves of life, to feel helpless in the face of it all. But Marcus Aurelius teaches us that it's not the events themselves that shape our experience, it's our thoughts. It's our reactions that hold the key to inner peace and mental clarity. We can't always change what happens to us, but we can decide how we think about it, how we interpret it, and how we let it affect us. Imagine starting every day with the understanding that your thoughts are the only thing truly under your control. Marcus Aurelius knew this. Every morning he reminded himself that he could not control the world around him, but he could control his response. He believed that how we start the day, how we focus our thoughts in the early hours, sets the tone for everything that follows. This morning, clarity isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Without it, we're left reacting, pulled in every direction by the demands of the world. But with it, we take command of our own mind, our own purpose, and ultimately our own life. Marcus Aurelius' morning routine wasn't just about getting out of bed. It wasn't a quick grab for coffee or a hurried dash through the morning hours. For him, mornings were a sacred time, a time to set his mind for the day, to prepare for whatever the world would throw at him. And here's where we begin: morning clarity. The first moments of your day hold power. What you do in those moments determines the entire course of your day. Marcus knew this better than anyone. Every morning he had a deliberate process that wasn't just about physical readiness, but mental readiness. It was about getting the mind right before anything else, because the clarity of your morning shapes the clarity of your actions throughout the day. The first thought you have in the morning is crucial. Marcus would often begin his day with this simple thought: today I will face challenges, but I will meet them with strength and wisdom. Think about it. When you first wake up, your mind can be clouded with worries about what lies ahead, about the obstacles you might face. But Marcus Aurelius, in his wisdom, taught us to take a different approach. He didn't greet the day with fear or anxiety. He greeted it with gratitude, understanding that the challenges he would face were simply part of life. The key was not to avoid them, but to meet them with the right mindset. And this mindset, this clarity, was his anchor. By focusing on gratitude, he reminded himself that he had the power to respond with strength, no matter what the day might bring. As he gazed at the morning sun, preparing to rise from his bed, Marcus reflected on the days that had come before him. Begin each day by reminding yourself of the days that have passed. You will see that the same things are happening again. This wasn't just a poetic thought. It was a grounding exercise. Marcus understood that the struggles of the day were not new, that they had been faced by countless others before him and would be faced by countless others after him. In that he found peace. The world may present the same challenges every day, but the power was in his response. And by understanding that he was not alone in his struggles, he was better prepared to face them head-on. The world is constant. The challenges will always be there. But how we approach those challenges, the mindset we cultivate in the morning, makes all the difference. You are not alone in your struggles. Thousands before you have faced the same battles, and thousands will come after you. Marcus understood this, and by reminding himself of this, he found strength and solace. His mornings were not about waiting for the storm to pass, but about preparing himself to face it with clarity and purpose. This is your preparation for the challenges ahead. Your mornings are the foundation upon which your day will be built. So what will your first thought be today? Will it be fear, or will it be strength and clarity? Marcus Aurelius was known not just for his leadership on the battlefield, but for his quiet, profound practice of reflection. His meditations weren't just about finding a moment of stillness. They were an essential tool for gaining clarity. It wasn't about forcing the mind into silence. It was about creating the space needed to reflect on what truly mattered. Every day, Marcus spent time contemplating his thoughts, his actions, and his purpose. This practice wasn't just an ancient ritual. It was a form of mental discipline that gave him the power to govern his thoughts and actions with intention. His meditations helped him strip away the distractions of life, creating the clarity needed to move forward with purpose and strength. In today's world, we are bombarded by noise. The endless stream of emails, messages, social media, updates, the pressure of work, and the weight of daily obligations all contribute to a constant mental clutter. It's easy to feel like your mind is a swirling vortex of distractions, with little room to focus on what truly matters. But Marcus had a different approach. Every morning he took time to sit in silence, to clear his mind of all the noise. By doing this, he didn't just silence the distractions. He created the mental space needed to gain perspective. In those moments of stillness, Marcus could examine his thoughts, assess his intentions, and prepare himself to react not out of habit, but with mindful choice. Marcus Aurelius understood that the mind, like a garden, needs to be cleared of weeds if it's to grow properly. He wasn't afraid to confront his own thoughts head-on. Instead of letting his mind be hijacked by external events, he took control over his mental landscape. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This simple yet powerful truth is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. Marcus recognized that while we can't control the world around us, we do have control over how we respond. And that response begins with the clarity we cultivate in our minds. By clearing the noise and distractions, we create room for wisdom, insight, and thoughtful action. When we clear the mental clutter, we are left with space to think deeply, to reflect, and to act deliberately. In that silence, we find the strength to face the day with focus and purpose. Just as Marcus did in his morning reflections, you can use these moments to set your intentions and approach life with clarity. In this space, there's no room for reactive thinking, no space for unnecessary noise. There's only the clear, steady flow of your true intentions, your wisdom guiding you, your choices leading you forward. The world we live in is full of external forces. Every day we encounter stress, criticism, failure, and conflict. From the demands of our jobs to the pressures of relationships, it can feel as though we're constantly fighting against something. But Marcus Aurelius, even in the face of the most intense struggles, teaches us a valuable lesson. It is possible to hold our peace, even when the world around us is falling apart. As emperor, Marcus didn't just face challenges in his personal life. He dealt with rebellion, betrayal, and the constant threat of war. Yet despite all of this, he never lost his composure. How did he do it? How did he manage to stay calm and focused when everything around him seemed to be in chaos? The answer lies in his understanding of Stoicism. In these moments of adversity, Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a tool for survival. Marcus Aurelius knew that the key to overcoming external challenges was to not let them control his mind. Instead of reacting with anger, frustration, or fear, he chose to respond with calm, reason, and intentional action. He believed that adversity wasn't something to be feared or avoided. It was an opportunity to grow stronger, both mentally and morally. Marcus understood that every challenge, no matter how difficult, was a chance to test his resilience and refine his character. The storms of life, he realized, were not meant to break him. They were meant to shape him. In the face of betrayal or failure, Marcus didn't seek revenge or succumb to bitterness. He understood that these were natural parts of life, and more importantly, that how he responded to them would define who he was. Stoicism teaches that we can't control the actions of others, but we can control our own reactions. Marcus Aurelius chose to face adversity with clarity, choosing the path of reason over emotion, calm over chaos. This wasn't just a mindset, it was a way of life. He knew that peace of mind came not from avoiding challenges, but from confronting them with a steady, composed heart. One of the most profound teachings Marcus left us is captured in the quote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This wasn't just philosophical theory, it was a practical guide for living. Marcus believed that what stands in our way doesn't have to be a barrier. Instead, it can be a path to greater action, greater understanding, and greater strength. When faced with obstacles, instead of seeing them as hindrances, Marcus saw them as opportunities. Every setback was a chance to demonstrate his commitment to Stoic principles and grow stronger in the process. The challenges we face don't have to stop us. They can propel us forward if we choose to respond with the clarity, calm, and determination that Marcus taught us. So when life throws its hardest challenges your way, when you're confronted with criticism, failure, or conflict, remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Instead of being swept away by emotions, pause, breathe, and regain control over your thoughts. In those moments, remember that adversity isn't an enemy. It's an opportunity to advance, to build your character, and to live with purpose. What stands in your way today may be the very thing that propels you forward tomorrow. Now it's time to move beyond the theory and put Marcus's wisdom into practice. The question is, how do we actually take these ancient principles and make them work in our daily lives? It's one thing to understand Stoicism, but it's another thing entirely to live it. The first step is consistent practice. Marcus Aurelius didn't just read Stoic texts, he applied them every single day. He understood that the mind, much like a muscle, requires constant training and attention. If we want to master our thoughts and reactions, we must practice this discipline, especially in moments of stress or uncertainty. It's about creating a habit, a routine that centers you and prepares you for the challenges ahead. The key to implementing Marcus's wisdom is remembering that control starts within. Every morning, take a moment for reflection. Before the chaos of the day begins, pause, breathe, and remind yourself, today I will focus on what I can control. I will choose my reactions. I will not be tossed by the tides of circumstance. This simple yet powerful affirmation can change everything. It shifts your mindset from one of reaction to one of proactive clarity. Instead of being swept away by external forces, you anchor yourself in the present and you become the master of your own responses. We often find ourselves reacting automatically to the situations we face, stress at work, tension in our relationships, the pressure of daily life. But Marcus teaches us that this automatic response is not the way to live with intention. Instead of letting emotions and circumstances dictate our actions, we have the power to choose how we respond. The practice of Stoicism requires us to make this choice over and over again. With each challenge, we have the opportunity to pause, reflect, and respond with wisdom. This doesn't mean we ignore the difficulties or pretend they don't exist. It means we acknowledge them, assess them, and then decide the best way to respond, not based on emotion or impulse, but from a place of clarity and control. One of the most powerful aspects of Marcus's daily practice was his commitment to this mindset. He didn't wait for perfect conditions to practice Stoicism. He lived it in the midst of turmoil, pressure, and uncertainty. And this is the challenge for us today. It's easy to apply these principles when everything is calm, when life is going smoothly. But true mastery comes when we apply them in the midst of difficulty, when everything feels chaotic, and when our first instinct is to react. In these moments, the practice of Stoicism becomes not just a philosophy, but a lifeline, a tool that can help us rise above the storm and navigate through life with purpose, calm, and clarity. So how do you implement Marcus's wisdom in your life? Start by making it a daily practice. Remind yourself every morning that your mind, your thoughts, and your reactions are in your control. When faced with challenges, pause before you react. Take a deep breath and choose your response with intention. In doing so, you'll begin to see the world differently. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by everything that comes your way, you'll feel empowered, grounded, and focused. The more you practice, the stronger your mind becomes, and the more you'll align with Marcus's wisdom. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about responding to them with clarity, wisdom, and peace. Now that we've explored Marcus Aurelius' philosophy and how to implement it in our daily lives, it's time to put everything into practice. The power of Stoicism isn't just in understanding it, it's in living it. Every morning before you step into the world, take a moment to center yourself, to focus your mind, and to set your intentions for the day. This is where the power of affirmation comes in. Just as Marcus began his day with reflection and intentionality, you too can set the tone for your own life with powerful affirmations. As you stand tall in front of the mirror, say to yourself, I am in control of my thoughts. I'm in control of my actions. No matter what happens today, I will remain calm and choose my response. I will live by the principles of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These aren't just words, they're commitment. By affirming these truths, you're preparing your mind to respond with clarity and strength, no matter the challenges you face. Marcus Aurelius understood the importance of living in the present moment and acting with intention. He believed that what we do now echoes in eternity. This is why each action, each thought matters. When you say these affirmations, you are not just reminding yourself of your control over your thoughts, you are shaping your reality. The simple act of choosing to live with purpose and clarity can transform the way you experience your day. You're not waiting for the world to change. You're changing your relationship with the world. In those quiet moments of affirmation, you are grounding yourself in the values that will guide you through everything that comes your way. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. The beauty of affirmations is that they act as a reminder of who you truly are at your core. In a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, we often forget the power we hold over our own actions. But Marcus, through his meditations and reflections, reminded himself daily of his values and the importance of staying grounded in them. It wasn't about seeking external validation or success, it was about living in alignment with his inner principles. This is the same approach we can take. Every morning as you recite your affirmations, you are reconnecting with your true purpose, reminding yourself that you have the power to shape your response to whatever the day brings. So, as you begin each day, take a moment to stand tall and say these words with conviction. I'm in control of my thoughts. I am in control of my actions. No matter what happens today, I will remain calm and choose my response. And remember Marcus Aurelius' words, what we do now echoes in eternity. Your actions today, no matter how small they may seem, will have a lasting impact on your life and the lives of those around you. Choose wisely, choose with intention, and choose with the clarity that Stoicism provides. In every moment you hold the power to choose. Choose your thoughts, choose your actions, and choose your responses. This is the gift Marcus Aurelius left us, the understanding that we are not slaves to our circumstances. No matter what the world throws our way, we have the ability to respond with clarity, purpose, and strength. Just like Marcus, you too can rule your mind, The challenges you face don't have to define you. They are merely opportunities to practice the wisdom you've learned. Every morning is a fresh start, a new opportunity to align yourself with your true purpose. So as you step into today, ask yourself, what will I choose today? How will I face the challenges that come my way? You can choose to rise above the noise, to remain steady, and to approach the world with calm and clarity. The power lies in your hands. This is not just a call to action, it's a call to transformation. Just as Marcus Aurelius woke every day with purpose, choosing to respond with wisdom and strength, you too have the opportunity to do the same. Life will continue to present challenges, but with the clarity of thought that Stoicism offers, you can meet each moment with the right mindset. When faced with adversity, choose calm. When tempted to react in anger or frustration, choose reflection. When the world around you feels overwhelming, choose to ground yourself in the principles that matter most. This is how you live a life of purpose and meaning, just as Marcus Aurelius did. In Stoicism, we are reminded that our thoughts shape our reality. What we think today will influence how we act tomorrow. And over time, those thoughts compound and create the life we live. Marcus Aurelius' wisdom tells us that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. This is the core of what it means to live with intention. What you focus on, how you choose to think, will define who you become. So ask yourself, what kind of person do you want to be? What do you want your thoughts to reflect? Are you ready to step into your day with purpose, to rise above the distractions, and to live with the clarity that Marcus Aurelius exemplified? The choice is yours. Every thought, every reaction, every moment is a chance to build the life you desire. A life of clarity, a life of purpose, a life of strength. Marcus Aurelius faced unimaginable struggles, yet his commitment to his philosophy allowed him to remain grounded, focused, and unwavering in his path. Now it's your turn. Choose today to live with that same strength, that same purpose, and that same clarity. Your journey is just beginning, and it starts with the thoughts you choose to cultivate. If Marcus' wisdom has inspired you, then now is the moment to take action. Hit that like button to show that you're ready to step into your own power, ready to take control of your thoughts, your actions, and your life. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it, someone who is ready to make a change, to start their day with clarity, and to take charge of their mindset. This isn't just about watching a video, it's about transforming your approach to life, just as Marcus Aurelius did every single day. When you begin your day with clarity, when you choose how to respond rather than react, you unlock your true potential. This isn't a passive journey, it's an active commitment to living with intention. So as you move forward, remember this: you control your mind. The external world may try to shape your experience, but your mind, the way you think, the way you respond, is yours to control, and your mind controls your life. Every choice you make, every thought you entertain, is an opportunity to take charge and lead yourself toward a life of clarity, peace, and strength. Subscribe to this channel for more motivational content that will help you on your journey. Together, we'll continue to uncover the wisdom of the past and apply it to our daily lives so that we can face the world with purpose and confidence. It's time to embrace the power within you. Don't let life pass you by without stepping into your full potential. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So make the choice today to think clearly, live purposefully, and take control of your mind. Because when you do, you take control of your life. As we reach the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the power that lies within each of us. Marcus Aurelius lived more than 2,000 years ago, but his wisdom still resonates today because the challenges we face are not so different from the ones he faced. We still grapple with stress, setbacks, uncertainty, and the pressures of life. But the Stoic principles he embraced, clarity of thought, control over our reactions, and a mindset grounded in purpose, are timeless tools we can use to navigate our own lives. Every single day we have the opportunity to choose how we respond to the world, just as Marcus did. His life teaches us that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can control how we meet those challenges, and that is where our true power lies. In the face of modern-day stresses, whether it's a demanding job, difficult relationships, or unexpected setbacks, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. We're constantly being pulled in different directions, but Stoicism provides us with a roadmap for living intentionally. It's about embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. It's about responding with patience, wisdom, and calm, rather than reacting out of impulse. Just like Marcus, we can develop the resilience to face whatever life throws our way, not by avoiding difficulties, but by changing how we approach them. Stoic principles are not some ancient, outdated philosophy. They are tools we can use right now in our own lives to improve the way we think, act, and respond. As you go forward, remember that your mind is your most powerful ally. The thoughts you think, the reactions you choose, and the actions you take are all within your control. Every day is a new beginning, a new opportunity to practice the principles that lead to a life of clarity and purpose. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or for life to slow down. The Stoic mindset teaches us that we have the power to choose right now how we approach the world. And when we embrace this power, we begin to build a life of meaning and strength, just like Marcus Aurelius. So take a deep breath, step forward with intention, and remember, you control your mind controls your life. Each new day is a chance to live with purpose, to embrace the challenges, and to rise above the norm. Let the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius guide you, as it has guided countless others, and know that you are capable of far more than you realize. The journey of Stoicism is not just about surviving, it's about thriving, no matter what life brings your way. And with that, the choice is yours. Will you rise? Will you live with clarity and purpose? The answer is already within you. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of life that is within your reach. Starting today, live with intention, live with clarity, live like a Stoic.